Hi and welcome to the Mathemagic channel. Today we're working on subtracting exponents when we're dividing, so let's get right into this. And we're back. As you can see here, we're working on the second one of our index laws, which is in a colored rectangle on the right hand side. It says a to the m divided by a to the n is a to the m minus n. So you're always allowed to subtract the powers when you're dividing two exponents. And so today we'll work on a follow along format. The questions are here on the screen for you, and all you need to do is to do the questions with me. You'll always have time to do the questions, so let's get started. The first question is a squared divided by a. And we need to notice here that a is a to the power 1, so this will be a to the power 2 minus 1, which is a to the 1, and a to the 1 is just a. Let's move down to k5 divided by k squared. And if you notice that this was k to the power 5 minus 2, which is k cubed, well done. For our next question here, 12g7 divided by 3g4. A little bit tricky because we have a 12 divided by 3 first. Go ahead. 12 divided by 3 is 4, so we'll put a 4 first at the top. And g7 divided by g4, we use the power law here to say that this is g to the power 7 minus 4, which is g cubed. Very good if you managed to do this question. That was pretty tricky. Moving on to m cubed divided by m, which is going to give you m to the power 3 minus 1, which is m squared. And then p to the 5 divided by p cubed. Using my subtraction law again, this is going to be p to the power 5 minus 3, which is p squared. And for the last question here, 8d8 over 12d3. Remembering to do the numbers first and then the d's. Okay, so breaking this down a little bit, 8 over 12 is a fraction, and I can see that I can divide the top and the bottom of this fraction by 4. So I can actually turn this fraction into 2 over 3. So there's a 2 at the top and a 3 at the bottom. 8 over 12 simplifies to 2 over 3. If you need some clarification with that, you can review fractions and equivalent fractions. D to the 8 over d to the 3 is going to be d to the 8 minus 3, which is d to the 5. So excellent. If you've done this first page, that's absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to the second one. And on the second page, our first question is t squared divided by t squared. So two ways to think about this. You could think about t to the power 2 minus 2, which is t to the power 0, and any number to the power 0 is 1. So that's your first way to do this. Or you could think that t squared is a number, and a number divided by itself is also 1. Like if you had 10 divided by 10, that would just be 1. Okay, so 2n to the power 6 over n squared. Working through the numbers first, we have 2 divided by 1, so there'll be a 2 at the top. So I can just say 2 first. And then n to the power 6 divided by n squared. Using my exponent rule, that'll be n to the power 6 minus 2, which is n to the power 4. Very good if you managed to do this question correctly. Moving on to 10e7 divided by 2e squared. So here 10 divided by 2 is 5, so I can start with a 5. And e to the 7 divided by e squared, using my second index law, is going to be e to the power 7 minus 2, which is also 5. So this is 5e5. Moving to y to the 4 over y squared. Pretty straightforward here, 4 minus 2, which is 2. And last two questions, getting super excited. We've only got 2 questions to go. 6r to the 5 over 3r to the 4. So 6 divided by 3 here is going to give us 2. So 2 is at the top, so I can just say 2. And r to the power 5 minus 4 will just give us r to the power 1, which I can just write as r. So if it's to the power 1, you don't need to write the power. To our last question, 5h9 over 15h4. A little bit trickier, this one. We have 5 over 15, which as a fraction is actually 1 over 3. If you divide the top and the bottom by 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So I can actually put a 3 at the bottom here. And there's a 1 at the top. And then I have h to the 9 divided by h4, which if I use my second rule again is going to be h to the power 9 minus 4, which is h to the power 5. And that's the end of this worksheet, everybody. Well done. Thank you so much for doing this video with us today. Remember, math comes easy with the Mathemagic channel, and we shall see you on the next one.